This episode's brought to you by Arc Raiders, a multiplayer extraction adventure video game set in a lethal yet vibrant future Earth. It's coming October 30th, 2025 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. ArcRaiders.com.
Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, original Halo devs hit out at Homeland Security ICE recruitment ad, an update on New World, and it's not good, and the return of NBA Street. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Day. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Baby Bear and, of course, Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. Leftover Poppy, a.k.a. New York Game Awards nominated Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Greetings, Taste Buddy.
Taste Buddy?
Oh, you don't know this one?
No, I don't know Taste Buddy.
Oh, you got to watch the ads from last week.
It was
a real good one.
Is that what got me?
It was a real good one, yeah.
I subscribe with my Kinda Funny membership, so I don't hear it. You know what I mean? That's how I get around it.
You know, last week was one of those ones, if you subscribe with the Kinda Funny membership, turn it off and go back and listen to last week's ad. It might be my favorite ad read I've ever heard on this company.
Who did it? What was it?
It was him, and I think
Arc Raiders.
It was either Arc Raiders or 5 Hour Energy. I forget which one.
5 Hour
I think it was 5 Hour
Energy.
Energy.
You're right. It's 5 Hour Energy. Yeah.
And it's funny because I would see the chat reaction, but like when we play the ads, we're usually watching it on mute.
Yeah.
And so we don't hear what the person is saying.
Yeah.
But I would see chat every single day be like, Taste Buddies, or like, you know, make fun of Tim or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? And then finally on Friday, I was on a show. I was not on a show.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't on KFGD, and I listened to it. And the ad kicks in, and Tim, with like the most enthusiastic presentation, is like, "Greetings, Taste Buddy," and goes into the ad. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is fucking comedy right here.
That's good right there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Blessing, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You look great in this new Kinda Funny sweatshirt. Mine is in my closet. I haven't put it on yet.
KindaFunny.com/.
You got the Pokeball, or you know, whatever we're saying to avoid the lawsuit, but the Pokeball Kinda Funny smiley.
It's a ball. It's
the Pokey smiley.
It's a monster ball.
KindaFunny.com/store. I mean, they didn't come for Pal World. They won't come for us. It'll be fine.
They did come for Pal World.
Shit.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
We're very, very hard, actually.
Did Pal World get away with it?
We're still figuring that out. What's up with the bear?
Oh, this is Baby Bear. Maybe you've heard me talk on the show yesterday. I think it came up yesterday. I don't know. It's all a blur. But at Ben's school, Baby Bear is in the preschool classroom. And what Baby Bear does is he spends a week with every student.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he gets to live their life, and people take photos and they put it in a little picture book and explain what Baby Bear got to do. So Baby Bear's already been to swim. Baby Bear's already been to the dojo, the jujitsu that Ben's been doing. Baby Bear is with us on Halloween. So Baby Bear will get to dress as one of the Star Wars characters. But I figured, why not bring Baby Bear here so that I can then take a photo here? And these kids, granted, you know, they're 4 years old, but they'll be like, they'll go home, Mommy, Daddy, we got to subscribe to Kinda Funny. It's really fucking funny. And they'll be like, yeah, exactly.
I mean, you got to watch it and listen to it.
We got to watch and listen to this shit all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, they got to know about the game news somewhere. I don't know when it starts, they start sitting there going like, oh my God, you hear what Phil Spencer did? But they might as well get it from a straight source. You know, we know what we're doing here.
My sister asks me all the time, is Kinda Funny content appropriate for the kid yet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how old is he? And she's like, he's 12 now. And I'm like, no.
You're like, absolutely not. But that is when a lot of kids start listening. So
yeah. I'm like, we're getting there a little bit, but no, not 12.
The fact that I know the power, in quotes, of what we do now and like how our words matter and affect people, and how like we're still crazy, but like I'm very choosy. You know what I mean? Like we're saying the right things, we're doing, like we're standing up for good causes, blah, 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 blah. And then I think back to what I was doing on Podcast Beyond or whatever, just fucking unhinged. Nobody, me and Damon, me and Jeff Haynes, whatever, like random Tuesday in the middle of the day, we're getting wasted for no reason. And the kid's like, I started listening 7 years old, 9 years old. I'm like, you should not have. I love Super Knocking Boots. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's the tough thing too, where my oldest nephew, he loves YouTube content. So he's watching, and he loves video games.
Yeah,
so like I see him, anytime I'm hanging out in Texas with them, they have YouTube on just nonstop.
Yeah.
My sister's like, he wants to watch your stuff. And I'm like, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. I said come dumpster last week. Like, I don't know if I can, if I can expose him
When
to
I
that.
did the one one night with Greg Miller in Chicago presentation at Benedictine University, a Catholic university. Not that mattered. I was like, can I curse? Like, sure. I don't think they expected me to open my show talking about Joe Millionaire and blowjobs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm making all these jokes, and I look out in the audience, and I lock eyes with Poe's mom and then Poe's son. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
this was a choice to start here. I shouldn't have started here necessarily. Yeah.
So you're going to break out this clip and show the
I'm going to screenshot. I think the opening where I introduce Baby Bear is probably safe enough to show, but we'll cut it off before we go any further.
You know what? That's fair.
And these kids go home. They don't understand. They won't be able to explain to their parents how to actually get to this content. So they don't have to worry about the parents watching more of it.
They just type in Greg Miller. They'll just type in, who's Ben's dad? His name's Greg. Oh, okay, we'll type in that and then watch the episode and go, whoa, they said cum dumpster
Kevin,
in front of the little bear?
This is a great point. This bear is going to
say the P word on
this
show.
bear is going to come back and it's not going to be the same. Can you do me a favor, BKD? Open. I know I'm asking you to do something out of the ordinary here. Can you give me an incognito Google window that we can show everybody and do a search so it doesn't pull like who we already are? All right. Is that possible?
You think they're going to find other Greg Millers on Google?
I'm going somewhere with this if you'll stay out of my way. All right.
Fair enough.
When I went and did the Dispatch interview with the cast, which is up right now on Ad Hoc's YouTube channel. I BS'd it. That's a blue sky, Tim. I shared it on Instagram. Great conversation. Laura Bailey's there. Aaron Yvette. Great stuff, whatever. I got to meet Mayana Barron, who is Coop in Dispatch.
Oh, yeah.
And now works on Ad Hoc, or on the, at Ad Hoc on the game. When we were getting introduced, when she came into the conference and we were getting seated in, people are getting dressed, we're eating food or whatever, and I introduced herself. She said to me, "Oh yeah," and she's like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I do this." And she's like, "Thank you." She's like, "Oh, that makes sense." Blah blah blah. She goes, "I tried to Google you, but I found a doctor," and I was like, it all happened so fast. I was like, "That's got to be horse fucking shit." I know the other Greg Millers. Greg Miller, Elvis impersonator. Greg Miller, lock picking for beginners. Greg Miller, I have ruined this name. So I don't think this woman actually Googled me.
You're born in 1983?
This isn't it. What do you mean? This is, of course, right here. I've never seen that timeline before. That's crazy.
Cool.
That's weird. Anyways, bullshit. She didn't Google me. Thank you.
I mean, it's probably her cookies. You know what I mean?
Exactly. She
was Googling for. She was trying to find.
She had a goiter. She had a goiter, and then. All right, that's enough of that, I guess. Everybody, we're not here to talk about Baby Bear. We're not here to talk about how famous I am. We're not here to talk about how good Blessing was.
Oh, everybody's saying that's Bing. We gotta go to
Bing.
Is Bing still around? There's no way Bing's still
Bing.
I did it on purpose because it's like everything else is connected to our Google accounts.
Yeah, but like not if you do an incognito, right?
Can you incognito Bing? Somebody points out the Merriweather thing. Yes, my middle name is James. At some point, I think I made a joke, or somebody called me on a show, Merriweather, and someone updated Wikipedia. And now it's one of those things, if you try to fix it, Wikipedia's like, no. Can't fix that, so whatever.
That's wild. I would have swore they got away with, or they got rid of Bing the same time they got rid of Internet Explorer. I feel like once we got Edge out there, which nobody uses anyway, but
yeah, of course.
Still got Bing.
So what? This is
Google.
This is the same thing. Yeah, okay. There's no doc.
Without the timeline, though. Which the timeline was a nice touch on the Bing side of things.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that's what that was. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. That's really cool. All right, I digress. If you didn't know, everybody, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, and podcast services around the globe. If you like that, be part of the show while we're live. You can super chat on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames to be part of the show with all the breaking sweater stuff, like Sergio, who says, got my pokey sweater this week. Very comfy and cool. Then Jordan says, oh no, Paddington is going to be another Trump apologist rant. Somebody stop him. Oh, Paddington is going on another Trump apologist rant. Somebody stop him. Again, Baby Bear would not be caught dead doing that, all right? This is a San Francisco bear. Don't worry about that. And I know something about San Francisco Bears.
Whoa.
You see what I did there? Double entendre.
There's one sitting at this table.
Of course, if you have no bucks, sauce, or no big deal, like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. Remember, of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. It gives you a free subscription on Twitch that doesn't auto-renew. They don't want you to know about it. So when you're done with your UPS or FedEx shift today and you're done listening to the podcast or streaming the content, go ahead and link them up and give it to us. Of course, we'd love you to go that extra mile. Pick up a Kinda Funny membership, patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple and Spotify. You could give us $10. We'd give you 80 episodes a month of ad-free content. And of course, your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a podcast series we call Gregway. That's 15 to 20 minutes, or in today's example, 30 minutes of me just yakking it up for you. Let's get into some housekeeping. Remember, we're an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. Today, after Kinda Funny Games Daily, you're going to get the GAMESCAST. It's 10 games to get to know me. But not me, Greg Miller, because I'm not actually on it. It's everybody else. Then we're doing my 10 games later. I'm not on it because after GAMESCAST, I'm playing The Outer Worlds 2 for a 5-hour energy-sponsored stream. I cannot wait. As I said, if you're a Kinda Funny member, today's Greg Way is clocking in at 30 minutes. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's talking about how we get invited. When you're invited to an embargoed preview event, what does that email look like? Do you sign an NDA? Do they just send you the information? Do you know where you're going? Then we move into talking about dead dogs. Or maybe we've done that first. And then we move into talking about Extra Life. So there's a bunch of stuff there in the 30-minute Greg Way you'll get when I, during ad breaks, upload it to Cool Greg. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs. Oh, and I also go to McDonald's because I needed a coffee so bad.
I feel that.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. Today, we're brought to you by Arc Raiders, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. Time for some news! 7 items on the Roper Report.
Baker's dozen!
Wait, so they give you a coffee and a soft drink
yeah. A couple, and I look like the fool now. A few weeks ago, I made fun of Roger because it looks like he's drinking a Coke every morning.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's iced coffee. And then look at me now. Because I said, give me the biggest one you can. And you get that green lid that we were making fun of yesterday.
Looked like a Sprite in there.
I don't like it. I ain't about it.
Also, you don't like the coffee the guy here?
I do, but I like iced coffee.
Oh,
so that's my thing. And I was out of iced coffee at home, so I was already dragging ass on the fucking thing. I had a headache because I'm addicted. You know what I mean? So then I was like,
man, I know that headache.
You
I know that headache well.
I was like, I can get here and I can have a cup, but I'd rather have iced coffee. So I treated myself. Enough about that. Let's talk about bad things. Number 1, original Halo devs hit out at Homeland Security ICE recruitment ad. This is the one, the only WYP at IGN. That's Wesley Yin-Poole at Imagine Games Network. Key members of the original Halo development team have hit out at the Department of Homeland Security's use of Microsoft's first-person shooter to promote ICE, with one saying, quote, "It makes me sick." This week, IGN reported on how the White House had waded into the console wars with an AI image of Donald Trump saluting as Master Chief in front of an American flag with only 40 stars. It has been viewed 43.2 million times so far. It followed Microsoft's announcement of Halo Campaign Evolved. The Trump administration then doubled down on the Halo AI images, with the Department of Homeland Security using Halo to recruit for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement website, ICE. In a post on social media, now viewed 26 million times, Homeland Security said, quote-unquote, "destroy the flood" and, quote-unquote, "finish this fight," referencing Halo's parasitic alien enemy and its long-running slogan. The use of the flood here is a clear comparison to the immigrants ICE rounds up for deportation. While Microsoft has so far remained silent on the issue, parentheses, IGN has asked for comments, Marcus Leto, who was the art director on Combat Evolved and thus heavily involved in the iconic look of Halo itself, slammed the ICE post in an interview with GameFile. He called the ICE post, quote, "absolutely abhorrent," adding, quote, "it makes me really sick seeing Halo co-opted like this," end quote. GameFile also spoke to Jamie Griesemeyer, right? Griesemer. Another one of the key developers behind Halo, who has most been involved in designing Halo's famous 30 seconds of fun gameplay loop. He was less bothered by the Trump post, but took issue with the ICE post. Quote, "using Halo imagery to call to destroy people because of their immigration status goes way too far and ought to offend every Halo fan regardless of political orientation," Jamie said. "I personally find it despicable. The Flood are evil space zombie parasites and are not an allegory for any group of people," end quote. He continued, "I think Halo's world is rich and wide and has layers that reward a deeper look. And it has an outsized impact on culture. So it is easy to read into it and see elements of current or historical events. But it was not written as an allegory to any specific religion or political party or movement. The prophets are not popes. The grunts are not Wahhabis, and the Flood are definitely not illegal immigrants. The Master Chief is not a Christ figure, and Cortana is not the Virgin Mary, I guess," end quote. As for the Trump meme, the White House is claiming it is As for the Trump meme, the White House is claiming it is about Trump claiming credit for ending another war, parentheses, in this case, the console war. White House Deputy Press Secretary Kush Desai told reporter Alyssa Mercantile in a statement, quote, "Yet another war ended under President Trump's watch. Only one leader is fully committed to giving power to the players, and that leader is Donald J. Trump. That's why he's hugely popular with the American people and American gamers," end quote. Fuck me.
There's so much happening.
I saw when Alyssa put it up on BS, that's Blue Sky Tim, this statement. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, we're in a circus.
Yeah.
So circus shit is happening. It's obviously all of it is frustrating. I think seeing video games getting looped into it in a bigger way is even more frustrating for how much of a circus video games already are, you know, especially when you're unconnected to the government and all this shit. But like in a weird way, video games have already had that connection. Like there's a deeper conversation. I know people have written articles and people have done deep dives on this already that I'm sure we can find, right? Of like I think connection when you go from gamer culture, Gamergate culture, political culture, how that all kind of like can tie together. How, especially when you talk about right wing like grift culture, far right grifting culture, and how that's fed into a lot of what we see on the political side, as far as people really rallying for Trump and a lot of far right people in government. Like it all is connected. I think it's, you know, it's been like this for decades, maybe over a decade, I want to say, right? Ever since Gamergate. I think to see it on this level, to see that it has grown into this level is something that I maybe couldn't have predicted a decade ago, and something that is like disheartening to see. But I also just don't have much to say about it because it's fucking like, all right, cool, we're here. You know, like this is insane shit.
Yeah. I mean, it is insane shit. I don't know how to wrestle with some of this and what to say about some of this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like every day our worst fears of Trump being reelected become the reality that you live in and you continue to live in. And it just keeps going. The worst fears were obviously not him co-opting gamer culture or whatever to that degree. Sure. But I mean, as horrific as this ICE stuff is, fuck ICE. You know what I mean? To then see gaming stuff tied up in it and people assumedly eat it up. It's one of those two where it's like the whole MO of this administration is you're with us or against us. So much of it is thumbing the liberal gamer world in the eye to get them mad, to get them to talk about it, if that makes sense. Sure, you know what I mean? Where it's like all of this, and you go back to Gamergate, all of this was a fire that if you gave oxygen got worse. And so there was the idea of ignore it and it'll go away kind of thing. But then people engaged with it and it's like, well, ignoring it didn't work, but is it because of the people engaged with it and how it went? And it's the same thing of like, to look then to what you're talking about of like MAGA, of like, there used to be a time when you couldn't say this racist, bigoted shit in public. And now you say it all the time and you fucking make it into memes and you're winning hashtag. It's like, is it because we didn't call those people weren't saying it, so we weren't being loud enough that's not fucking cool, and now people think that's cool, even though I was looking at approval ratings yesterday, they're fucking in the tank for him, but it's like it's too far gone and this is where we are. But then again, is it you making the most noise and that's what it is? Then of course it's the grifter thing you're talking about, right? Of just these jilted white males who have just lost their culture. Oh my God, gaming used to be for me, let alone and again, you apply that to just in general, America used to be for me, right? These fucking lies that don't make any sense and are stupid. And then to get to here and have it be like Trump is in this administration last time around was so anti-video games. You know what I mean? I keep calling out the fact that like I had to write in 2019 a fucking op-ed for Newsweek when they approached me, refuting in the wake of 2 mass shootings at the time, and I mean obviously hundreds, but 2 at the immediate doorstep in Ohio and Texas, right? It was this idea that like Trump was trying to blame violent video games for it. And here we are 6 years later, this man stands for fucking nothing, of course. His administration stands for fucking nothing, of course. So they're using the same violent video games they talk shit about in this thing as they violently throw people out of our country and go street to street. No due process, no Miranda rights, just being assholes and invade liberal state.
People are very easily pandered to, is the thing, right? People are very easily, like you see, there's an easy win we can have here with the gaming community. Cool, let's lean into that. Even though years ago we were talking about how this was the cause for shootings, and with every single shooting, instead of looking at the guns, we're looking at the video games, and we're looking at
any other excuse,
any excuse that we can look at for these things. I think the conversation, as far as ignoring it gets bigger. Confront it, they get the attention that gets bigger, right? Like, I don't know if there is an answer for that. Like, I like to think that it is confronting it in the right ways. I think oftentimes when we try to confront people about their views, their whatever, right? Like, it almost feels impossible to get to a place where we're all like, all right, and we're here. Like, we've hit the place we need to be, as far as, finding a middle ground or finding a place to pull you out of that bigoted or like ignorant place, right? Like, there's kind of a lock that people are in when it comes to those conversations. And I think it's tough. Like, I think it requires way more than that. I think part of it might require Microsoft or Xbox to come out and say, hey, we don't permit this. But guess what? They're not a chance. And I think that gets us around to where I think a lot of the bigger issues is when we talk about corporations, when we talk about the people who actually have ownership over these IP, and the people that actually have the money, the power, the structure, the fucking size here, right? Like, where is Microsoft? Where is Xbox? Why haven't they said anything about this?
They're donating to the fucking ballroom.
And that's
the thing. Everybody fucking, rather than any of these corporations that we're all so fucking DEI, this is the thing, let's put the rainbow flag on our Twitter icon, rather than commit to any of the values they had for the past 4 years, if not more. Then it was this idea of like, oh fuck, we lost, the winds are changing, let's all bend the knee, kiss the ring, and Tim Cook will bring this weird fucking thing to the Oval Office to give to Trump. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We'll beat the inauguration behind him, even though we were talking shit. Our platforms are all the social media platforms are rotten and are helping elect this man, who's in the Epstein files, by the way.
And so, like, with that, I guess the main thing I come out of this story with is Microsoft say something, right? Xbox say something.
Shout out to
your fucking IP.
The Halo, at least the Halo creators who no longer work at Microsoft, being out there saying something, waving the flag, like, this is fucking abhorrent. What are we doing?
Because it's so obviously abhorrent. It's hard. Like, do you know how tough it is to look outside, to look at the news, to look at the clips, and see ICE agents going after people that aren't even illegally here? They're just going after people of color. They're just going after people who just remotely look like, oh, okay, that's somebody who we can bully, or that's somebody who we can go after at this point because we can, right? At this point because we have the power and we're going insane with it. Like, to look at that and go, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not going to speak up about that. Like, you have to be fucking an idiot. Like, you have to be a fucking fool. And guess what? Like, that stuff is being promoted with Halo IP, and Microsoft and Xbox haven't said shit. Either you're telling me that you're idiots, or you're telling us that you don't care. And guess what? If you don't care, that's even worse than being an idiot. That's all I got.
Okay, we can move on. Well said.
Thank you.
But fuck them. And as the chat say from Kyle, exactly, Kyle writes in with super chat, says, for the record, F ICE and F this administration. And if you didn't know, he means fuck ICE and fuck this administration. I know when you say it, sometimes people get mad at you. Remember the DICE Awards? It was great. Number 2 on the Roper Report. An update on the New World. And again, it's not good. This is a blog post from newworld.com. Of course, yesterday, there was all, Amazon's laying off 14,000 people. That included a whole bunch of the games divisions we talked about. It didn't look good. New World confirms it is not good. As New World recognizes its 4th anniversary since launching on PC, we reflect on an incredible journey shaped by our dedicated player community. Your feedback and passion have been instrumental in evolving Eternum into the world it is today, and our team is deeply grateful for the shared adventure. After 4 years of steady content updates and a major new console release, we've reached a point where it is no longer sustainable to continue supporting the game. I'm not laughing at the closure. It's just like, everything, you did great, and it's done. It's over. We're fucking done. We've reached a point where it is no longer sustainable to continue supporting the game with new content updates. We recently launched Season 10 and Night Haven Update will serve as... The recently launched Season 10 in Night Haven Update will serve as the final content release for New World on PC and consoles. It is only after much consideration that we've reached this decision. To thank you, the New World community, for your support over the years, we have made the Night Haven release available to you for free. To ensure all New World players can experience this content, we also made Rise of the Angry Earth free to all PC players. In the coming months, we will provide more details on what to expect and other essential information. Rest assured, our intention is to keep servers operating through 2026. Everybody put a pin in that one. Allowing our community time to continue their adventures in Eternum. Additionally, New World Eternum will still be downloadable for PlayStation Plus members, Extra and Premium. Players of Eternum, your dedication and enthusiasm have made this New World adventure an unforgettable journey. We're deeply grateful for every moment you've spent helping build this extraordinary world alongside us. It has been our honor to share Eternum with you. Thank you for helping make this game something truly special.
Greg, you played New World.
I did. I like New World a lot.
Is this something that surprises you?
No. Well, man, great question, Bless. This is why you're a great interviewer.
Thank you.
New York Game Awards nominated. Surprising, no. Like even when they brought it over to PlayStation and Xbox, right? Where I really got more into it, it was that idea of like, oh wow, like I kind of forgot this game existed, and then you go, well, that can't be good for Amazon. Amazon's games division can't be crushing on that, but they did it, and then there's been updates, and I'm constantly getting the emails of like, hey, this is the new update. Hey, this is the new update. And so it's one of those where it's like, man, they're really supporting. They're still doing stuff with this game. But if you were to ask me at any point getting those emails, do you think the future is bright? Absolutely fucking not. You know what I mean? Like, it's this giant MMO game that like clearly doesn't have like, what was Amazon's playing with all these fucking MMO online games? You know what I mean?
I was thinking about it of what were the other big Amazon games, right? Now go back and there was that game Crucible that came out. Oof. That was kind of a hero type shooter that came out and like a week later unreleased.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the name of it. I typed in Amazon Lost because I knew there was Lost in the title, and a few things down it said Lost Ark, and I was like,
yeah, Lost Ark.
But
yeah.
That was under a few other suggestions. The first suggestion being Amazon Lost Jobs, which I think should paint the picture of where we're at when it comes to Amazon and when it's coming to Amazon's gaming shit, right? Man, you are one of the biggest companies on the planet, and you have this big game division that we know you've thrown money into, and like we see it in Luna and stuff, right? And like what's funny is that Luna, I think, had and maybe still has like so much potential there. I don't know if they got the Snoop Dogg courtroom game.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Where I think Luna is also on life support and will not make it. They did this whole thing where they changed what it is, right?
Yeah.
They relaunched it and did this whole thing, and I think it's even less enticing now, personally.
But there are hints of, okay, I can see what you're doing here. Okay, I can see what you're doing this. There was that game Blue Protocol that was a Bandai Namco thing that then got canceled too. Man, like so many swings that just did not make it from Amazon.
Yeah. And I think, as always, right, it's this idea of you come into this space, you're bullish, video games. I was talking to Jen about this the other night where we were lamenting games and layoffs and where we're at and everything else. And it's, I think, not as focused because of how spread it is, but video games, we just had a gold rush and we're on the other side of it now, where it was that people saw how popular games were. They saw how much money certain games were making, and they rushed out here.
Yeah.
We are going to make our fortune. We are going to plant our flag. We're Amazon. We're going to make this thing. We're going to invest this stuff. We're going to do this thing. And then you get in there and you realize how fucking hard it is to make money at video games. Make a lot of money at video games, right? Mm-hmm. Way easier to do a small studio and then build from there. And like every game's a little bit more successful, but we're back to, why isn't 12% profit good enough for you, Microsoft? It needs to be 30%. What are we fucking? And so I think that's the exact same thing that got Amazon here, where when it was boom and the economy was going and everything's fucking, all right, cool. There's money to be made here. We're going to invest and we're going to try to make games here. The MMO, Lost Ark, like it was just a weird, these were not genres I would jump into. That's what you're going to go do, but they did, and they did support it for a while. Like, I mean, hats off to them. It's not like they launched a tournament and then never touched it again.
Were these all free to play and like accessed via the Amazon store?
No, that was the weird thing where chat, you're wrong. I have it open. New World especially, right, was you had to pay for it, and it wasn't part of Luna. Because when I was like, oh, they're getting ready for the console version of New World, I should go back, and I opened Luna, and it wasn't there. I was like, what the fuck? And I had to go get that. I think I'm right on all that. Please let me know.
Was there at least like an Amazon launcher? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's the strategy that fed back into Amazon?
I think it was just being
publisher. Having games?
Yeah, just being a publisher of where you were going, and then trying to get Luna off the ground and do this thing and
Yeah.
And so now you have this blowback. And so like, is it surprising? No. Is it disappointing? Of course. We're talking about people losing their jobs.
Sure.
This game was fun. It is fun. If you have PlayStation Plus, I would at least kick the tires on it because I enjoyed it. I didn't get like hundreds of hours in, but I thought it was good, and it was one of those things where it was filling that gap of, I want a Kingdoms of Amalur. I want something where I'm just running through and getting XP for using my bow and arrow. Now I'm switching to sword. I'm getting XP for that. That's great.
Yeah.
Like, that was fun about it. So No, it's not surprising. And then, of course, it's not surprising based on yesterday's news. Amazon's laying off 14,000 jobs. You know, I got the IGN article where they have the senior vice president, people and experience breakout quote. Some may ask why we're reducing roles when the company is performing well. Across our business, we're delivering great customer experiences every day, innovating at a rapid rate, and producing strong business results. What we need to remember is that the world is changing quickly. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and it's enabling companies to innovate much faster than ever before in existing market segments and altogether new ones. We're convinced that we need to be organized more leanly with fewer layers and more ownership to move quickly as possible. But again, their gaming division isn't making profit, double digit, triple, whatever you know what I mean? Like, you're to the point now where it's what we always talk about with, hey, man, Xbox can't pick a fucking lane. Well, it's Microsoft coming down on them going like, yo, the experiment's over. Yeah. Make money. We let you buy this fucking goddamn $69 billion transaction. Make fucking money. And I'm sure Amazon here is the same thing. Hey, great. We tried. No one gives a shit about Luna, and no one cares about these games. And I'm being broad brush, double digit, year over year growth. No one cares about these things. We're not going to make money on games. We make way more money on games selling them on Amazon.com. We should get out of this business. This isn't what it is.
Yeah.
And so, not surprising. It was crazy to hear the story yesterday and be like, oh man, like I came in and worked over there while they were doing the story because I wanted to hear it live because I hadn't caught it yet. And then I walked out. I'm like, man, that's not good for New World. And then by the end of it, I was on the car ride home and I was like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Done.
Damn.
So that super sucks. And like, it's the world we live in. It's the market we live in. And
It sucks because I feel like in quite a few ways they were almost there. Like, I feel like in a different timeline, you move a rock over and like maybe the video games industry isn't, I guess, evening out. I don't know if that's the right word. I guess matured in the way it is, right? Where there's still like the potential to try and do things. There's a timeline where I think Amazon ties together what they have with their store, what they have with Twitch, and what they have with the games development is able to, in with Luna, and able to make all that play together. Because in theory, I could see how that shit would work. Like, I could see how you pull all that
Absolutely. Like, it is, as people who sit here and play games every day and talk about games every day and I can't fathom. Well, I can, but like, if I hate to say it, but if Jeff Bezos walked me into a room and was like, explain what we should be doing, it seems so simple of like linking, like the fact that Twitch is still like this. Look at Twitch. It's still like this. I remember when Amazon bought Twitch and it was like, holy shit, this thing is about to be fucking off the chain. They are going to innovate. They're going to do this. It's going to be X. And this is still Twitch. It is still just Twitch, and that's good and bad and a million different things. And I'm not against. But I mean, like, I expect Twitch to suddenly be not suddenly, year over year, get better and better and become. Yeah. And it's still just Twitch.
You have all the money in the world now. Like,
what the fuck? And again, because it's not making the money they wanted. People bought this thing with dollar signs in their eyes. We are going to be fucking rich off of this. And that is not the case. And it's the same case with trying to make video games, right? Like, you needed to bring in people who are passionate about. And I shouldn't say that the people. Bring in people who are passionate about games, whether it's on the Twitch side, making game side, and then listen to them and let them build the product they're trying to build and understand that you're making enough fucking money off of Amazon Prime and every other mom and pop store you're putting out of business that it'll be okay. That if the gaming sector is down one year, up another, like let them make the thing they need to be the place, to be the fucking place. And rather than that, no, every fucking corporation wants a quick return on their bucks. Period. End of statement. We are long gone from we're going to let creatives create and make stuff and fund this and It's a quaint conversation with Peter Moore in 2015 on the kind of funny GameSpot stage of like, no, we make the money on FIFA and Madden so we can put out Unraveled and not turn a profit. It's okay. That fucking line of that's why he's not in charge of EA anymore. And why he's fucking working at a soccer club or whatever it is now. You know what I mean?
It's a new world now.
God damn, son. Come on.
We're awake today.
Everybody, we are awake, and we are going to tell you about the Kinda Funny membership. Remember, of course, Kinda Funny is an 11-person small business. Can say whatever the fuck they want to because you support us, and you want that kind of content. You like that kind of media, and we like you liking us because it means a lot that we get to do what we love doing over here. Thank you for it. If you enjoy conversations like this and unfiltered opinions, go ahead and pick up a Kinda Funny membership. Patreon.com/KindaFunny, YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames, Apple, Spotify. You give us $10 a month. We give you 80 episodes of ad-free content and more than 4 hours of exclusive podcasting from me in a daily series we call Gregway. But Right now, you're not using your membership benefits, so tell them all about it, Baby Bear.
This episode is brought to you by Arc Raiders, a multiplayer extraction adventure game where most of humanity shelters underground, but raiders rise to the surface in search of something greater. In the Rust Belt, danger isn't the end of the story, it's the beginning of the adventure. Every journey above ground is a gamble against the relentless machines of Arc and rival raiders chasing the same dream. Explore a lethal yet vibrant world scarred by old conflicts and reclaimed by nature, where shifting conditions makes every high-stakes run unpredictable. Adventure isn't a choice, it's the price of thriving. You've seen the boys playing Arc Raiders, and they're absolutely loving it on all those streams. You can join them too. Arc Raiders, pre-order now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC.
Hit it for the Dudleys. Number 3, new street basketball title, NBA The Run announced. This is the one, the only, the Don, Imran Khan at Restart. The halcyon days of NBA Street have long passed. Electronic Arts has mostly gotten out of the business of its street titles and has long since, after many failed attempts, abandoned basketball as a whole. A group of former EA developers, however, are looking to revive that legacy on their own, bringing the mold of NBA Street to a new game titled NBA The Run. NBA The Run will be using rollback netcode, a type of netcode particularly popular in fighting games, to make online play smoother regardless of the connection disparity between the two players. It also features Babito Garcia, the former DJ who did commentary for NBA Street Volume 2, as the commentator for this one. NBA The Run began life as The Run Got Next, a similar 3v3 basketball title focused on street hoops rather than NBA teams and players. During development, the game caught the attention of the NBA, leading to an official partnership with the NBA and the National Basketball Players Association, and a rebrand into NBA The Run. NBA The Run is aiming for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC with cross-play between all 3 platforms, targeting an undisclosed date in 2026.
I'm a huge NBA Street Volume 2 fan.
Who is it?
I mean, who's not? That's actually a really good point. It's been a question of what the fuck has EA been doing?
Why are they not doing this?
Where's NBA
we
Street?
all want this.
Where's the Street brand? Where's EA Sports Big? Like, there's such a love for these things during the PS2 era.
Yeah.
And of course, time has changed, right? Like, things have changed. Time has gone. You know, trends have gone. But I feel like there's still been so much potential to go back to
100%.
Let's make an arcade-style street game where you're doing tricks, you're doing game breakers, you're like, you know, having NBA players jump over the basket to do the big slam dunks and all that stuff. Like, there's such fun to be had there. And so I love that there's this team of people, formerly EA, that went off and were like, yo, we're doing our own thing, and that the NBA saw enough potential in it to be like, yo, let's give you the license. Like, let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Is that going to end up being a fantastic, crystallized, like, amazing game? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe, probably not, honestly. Like, the odds are against it, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
even what we see there in the trailer looks kind of stiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the shooting mechanics don't look fluid. But it's also like, we have to, at some point, sacrifice the polish of a AAA EA game for the spirit of the street game you want that nobody's making.
Yeah, and I also think there's the question of what is the art style for an NBA Street game in 2025 when we're on PS5 and Xbox Series X, right? You look at the PS2 and it's, all right, this is the NBA Street art style for PS2 had exaggerated features, but they were still somewhat, I guess, realistic-ish for what that era was when you look at like a realistic art style, I guess, on the PS2.
Yeah.
There was kind of like the meeting in the middle of it. I look at this and I'm like, this kind of is what the art style would be in 2025, in my opinion. Yeah, like you're looking at the characters, they're somewhat realistic, but there is like a little bit of stylization there. And so I think they're on brand with the look of it. I think what they're going to need to nail, and the biggest thing to nail, is the gameplay feel.
Yeah.
Right? How does this game feel to play? If I press square, am I doing the trick? Am I like, how easy is it to do the alley-oops and jump and get all the points? And are we still going full arcade with it? Because you need to nail what that feels like.
100%. Yeah, I also love Street. I mean, those games are great. Street has that, I guess, place in the Hall of Fame of games in my head.
Yeah.
It was the first game ever where it was the role reversal, where I had rented it from Blockbuster. I'd been playing it all day. Poe came over, and somehow he was immediately better at it than me. And I could not understand how. So that's always the joke when we play games. But like, I loved Street. Street was so much fun. I loved NBA Jam, right? So to get something in that vein, to have that coming through, I'm excited to try it out and jump in there and play and hopefully find that groove again.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I'm glad people are doing it. I'm glad they're taking the shot. I'm glad they're finding ways to. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad the NBA saw this. Like, oh, you know what? Like, let's actually do this.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a rare thing to happen.
Yeah.
There have been attempts from other people in the past at this thing, but they've always, when I looked at them, I'm like, oh, this looks too cartoony. Oh, this doesn't look right. The fact that they have Bobito Garcia, DJ Cucumber slicing this motherfucker, like, that's a fucking, that's a win. You guys know exactly what you're going for here. The fact that they're talking about rollback netcode is the thing I wouldn't think about for basketball games. That's the thing that's usually a fighting game thing, and that's a marketing label you want on every single fighting game from here on out. The fact that they're doing that for this one, I'm like, okay, well, it seems like they got a good head on their shoulders so far with the features they're including. Let's continue that.
Let's continue that. Good luck. We'll be looking for you, NBA The Run. I don't know if I love the name, but it'll grow on me. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's short. Number 4, action RPG Loulan, The Cursed Sand revealed. This is Tin Manuel at RPG Fan. Chinese indie developer Chili Room has unveiled the first look at Loulan, The Cursed Sand, in a new action-packed trailer. The title is supported by PlayStation as part of the China Hero project, which is set to release in the future for the PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store. As of now, a release window has not been announced. Loulan, the cursed... Oh, hold on a second. I'm looking at
Wait, should we do a live reaction?
Hold on.
Because I was going to ask if you've seen this.
So I haven't seen it, no.
But, Kevin, can you roll this from the back and let's play it with sound and actually like...
Let me finish the graphs and then we'll watch it, okay, Kev?
Cool.
Loulan, the Cursed Sand, boasts a powerhouse development team who grew up gaming in the 80s and 90s. Several of them have previously worked on games from renowned studios such as Santa Monica Studio, From Software, and Platinum Games. Game overview. Loulan, the Cursed Sand is an action RPG set along the ancient Silk Road in the western regions of China. It tells a tragic love story of an exiled royal guard who returns to the fallen kingdom of Loulan amidst the chaos of war to find his beloved princess. You play as the skeletal warrior known as Cursed Sand, mastering a power of sand to explore and solve puzzles in a perilous top-down world. Engage in realistic melee combat against overwhelming odds, defeat powerful enemies, and confront the fate of your own cursed existence. Kevin, this sounds like my shit. Let's watch Loulan, the Cursed Sand.
This game was making the rounds on social yesterday, and there's a reason why I put it like this high in the show. My love. Get him.
Damn.
Guy chained up.
Welcome to Loulan.
Pull the sword out of the ground. Has kind of like a Diablo perspective here.
Yeah. That's what I caught when we were looking at it. And you know I love Diablo. Blessing, do you know I love Diablo?
You love Diablo?
Oh, man.
Combat's looking kind of crazy. Kind of reminds me of PS2 God of War a bit.
Yeah, totally. I can see that. Games are so cool, man.
No. Fade to black.
Do you remember our promise?
Very pretty game.
Yeah. Style. It's got style. This is your endless fate.
See the sands.
It's got Jason Momoa here. The Cursed Sand. Oh.
Guy now.
Oh. Do I take damage and become the skeleton?
Insane looking video game.
Fuck, dude. This looks awesome.
Wait, he just turned into the skeleton?
Does he have like powers associated to skeleton only mode, maybe?
Maybe.
Damn.
You can wishlist it.
I'm gonna wishlist
Steam,
it right
PS5,
now.
Epic Game Store. Loulan, the Cursed Sand, if you want to go check it out.
More like Loulan, the wet undies. I'm excited. You know what I mean? You got me going, Loulan.
I like how, like, I guess compared to Diablo, how actiony it looks. I guess like almost like hack and slashy.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot going on. It's way more fast paced.
Well, it's funny because, reading it and it was like, oh, this action RPG. And then I looked and it was Diablo. I was like, oh, so there's multiple characters. I'm doing the thing. And then I was like, oh, no, it's narrative. And I'm the one guy and I'm doing the damn thing.
Yeah, it's like if PS2 God of War was a Diablo game.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Steam page to see if there's any more information we can pull from it. But damn, that looks hot. Good job, Bless. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Of course. It's funny. These two stories between this and the NBA Street or NBA The Run story I had at the bottom of the news. And I was like, after the first two news stories, we're going to need to pick me up. And so I moved these higher because I was like, we need an energy shift in this episode.
Over here, Nitrogen Mustard said, who are the devs again? It is Chili Room.
Have they made anything before?
World of Kung Fu, Dragon, and Eagle, it looks like, is their other game. That's from that release to mixed reviews on Steam in October 2024. Make a name for yourself in this old school. We did this yesterday. Wuxia? Wuxia, is that what it is? Wuxia RPG. Explore the chaotic lands of ancient China and engage in challenging turn-based battles to change the world of Kung Fu forever. A very different looking game.
A studio based in China.
Yes.
Which is it's another one in the thing of we've been seeing a lot more games coming out of both China and Korea as well. Of course, PlayStation's China Hero Project is what's supporting this game, right? But I feel like we're seeing a lot more games come out of both China and Korea that look insane, and that come out and are insane. In the case of something like Black Myth Wukong or even Stellar Blade.
We move on to story number 5. More good news? Following FBC Firebreak flopping, Remedy has a sense of urgency. This is Mark Warren at The Verge. In their first set of financial results since issuing a profit warning and switching CEOs earlier this month, Remedy have revealed that they're moving resources away from FBC Firebreak amid, quote, a sense of urgency, and aiming to rely on established series Alan Wake and Control delivering hits, which will shore up their commercial fortunes in the long term. In these latest financial results, Remedy reported a loss of 16.4 million euro, right? Is it euro? It always throws me off.
Oh, this one?
I thought...
Yeah, it's euro.
You don't fucking know!
That's euro, yeah, because pound is like a...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the euro. Just making sure.
Be a whiteboard, somebody. I'll draw them.
Between July and September 2025, in contrast to the 2.4 million profit it made the same time last year. Yeah, that's not good. A loss of 16.4 million. Last year, they made a 2.4 profit. That's real bad. When Alan Wake 2 had been out the door less than a year, Remedy co-founder Marcus Maki, who stepped into the role of interim CEO last week, replacing former CEO Tero Vertala, not long after Firebreak sales disappointment, says his job has been, quote, to raise the bar and the sense of urgency across the organization and to drive stronger results. So, given Firebreak sales have only gone up marginally as the studio have delivered updates, they're unsurprisingly shifting chess pieces elsewhere. Quote, we continue working on features which enhance player value and which are justified by our updated long-term sales expectations, the results doc reads. Quote, we have moved development resources to our other in-development titles while respecting our communicated roadmap to FBC Firebreak, end quote. As for what the studio are banking on to arrest their number slumpage, Maki says they plan on making big hit games that people like. More concretely, they indicated Remedy's focus is the short term and until 2030 is mainly to lean on the established series Alan Wake and Control to keep growing and delivering these hits.
What are your thoughts on referring to a game studio in the plural?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? Like I'm like stumbling over the days.
It's one studio, so it should be the studio is.
This is the whole fucking thing of like the I remember at IGN beating this into people's minds, reading it of like, no, it's an it. A company is an it. It's singular. Like that was journalism school. So when I see somebody do it the other way, and granted, all the rules are out the window. But it's just like it still catches me and makes me go, I don't like that. But that's not the bigger thing here.
Yeah.
The more is who could have predicted this?
Wow.
Who could have predicted a studio that makes great single-player games probably shouldn't have made a multiplayer game?
Yeah.
Hey, do you like these great, gripping single-player narratives? What if you went and with your friends and shot this guy who's made a Post-it notes?
But, like, what if I want more money, though? You know, what if I want, like, way more money? I heard Fortnite's good.
And we love Remedy. They got a good head on their shoulders. This is always a bewildering choice of, like, why are we doing this? But they've always been a studio that is making so many different games, working with different partners. For the longest time, you know, grinding it out to stay afloat. And you really thought Alan Wake 2 was like, bam, oh my God, everybody gets how great Remedy is.
Yeah.
We are going to be in a new golden age. And then for it to be FBC, it's like, oh. And again, this is the problem with trend chasing. This is the problem with how long game development makes, that you can have Alan Wake 2 and establish yourself in Game of the Year, and Sam Lake's dancing at the Game Awards, and it's amazing. But then you still have this thing coming that's like, damn, is there a market for this? This is not the community we've built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Kind of Funny, where it's like, we used to take, I think, more shots in the dark with crazy seasonal shows or whatever. And now it's like, well, no, like, you come here for this product. I'd rather make these products better than go make a different product that then is not going to perform, not going to serve the audience, not going to do these different things.
Yeah.
So scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope this doesn't like fuck up what they have going on with their other
A
projects.
sense of urgency is never a great sign in a game studio where it takes years to make a game. But we wish them the best. I do love Remedy.
The last paragraph does worry me, right? Maki says they plan on making big hit games that people like. More concretely, he indicated Remedy's focus in the short term and until 2030 is mainly to lean on their established series, right? And they're talking about Alan Wake and Control there. But like, and I guess if they I guess they know what they have, right? Like Control and Alan Wake 2, I assume they consider those big hit games. And so if they're like, hey, we want to focus on making those at least as great as they were, or at least do as well as Control 1 and Alan Wake 2 did, then actually I think I have confidence in that, right? There's no reason why the next Control and the next Alan Wake games shouldn't do as good as the previous ones, unless they're just not as good, which I don't have that expectation of. But I almost worry that, like, how much are you banking on these next games to do even better, though?
Remember, of course, they took a 15 million euro loan out from Tencent in September 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So the bill always comes due. So
how do you think the next Max Payne remix that they announced a while ago are going to do? Are the streets ready for Max Payne?
I think they are. I honestly think the streets are. I think that's one of those franchises in a similar vein to Alan Wake. And I know this might sound crazy. Maybe I think it's going to sound crazy and you're going to be like, no, that makes perfect sense. I think Max Payne is a bigger franchise than Alan Wake. And I think that Alan Wake 2 brought Alan Wake up to another level, of course.
Yeah.
But I think to be like, from the people who made Alan Wake 2, here comes Max Payne remakes, which you already know. You know Max Payne from a bunch of old heads like us talking about him on shows and how great it was. Mm-hmm. You know Max Payne maybe from shitty movies. You know, like, Max Payne is out there in the ether. And I think to be like, hey, here's a remake that looks fucking good, that it has the hard boiled on Max Payne. Like I feel like that's gonna hit. And I
hope so. Yeah. The one thing I'll say, and maybe I might be the odd man out here. I remember when I was a kid, I was probably like in high school. I came to Max Payne late, but I remember going to GameStop, looking at their $10 and below bin, seeing Max Payne and going, oh, I remember playing that at Addison's house one time. And so I bought Max Payne, took it home to play, put it in my PS2, and I started playing it, and I was like, man, this game's kind of boring. And like, I can see the cool things that it's doing, right? You got the diving in slow motion, you got the hard-boiled shit, he's taking painkillers to the heel, all this stuff, right? Like the fucking comic book kind of cutscene going on. Yeah. I could see, there's a vibe to Max Payne that is so strong and concrete, and I could see how people would really vibe with that, at least on a cult following level. I wonder if a Max Payne 1 remake translates to mainstream, especially if they're keeping a lot of the same things of Max Payne 1.
I haven't paid attention. I mean, we've done it here, but I haven't committed to memory. Have they said that they're remaking Max Payne and keeping it the same, or is it one of those?
They just said they're remaking Max Payne 1.
I think you'd make it modern. I think it would be a modern.
Dude, if they remake it but like modernize it,
100%.
yeah. Oh, that's gonna fuck
kill. Yeah. Good luck. I hope we get there, everybody. Number 6, Monster Hunter Wilds post-launch sales continue to decline. This is Andy Robinson at VGC. Post-launch sales of Capcom's Monster Hunter Wilds, the sequel to its best-selling game of all time, continued their decline in the company's latest financial results. According to Capcom's results for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2025, Wilds sold just 160,000 units during the period. That's fewer than in previous quarter when the game sold 477,000 units, which Capcom called soft, and which introduced a drop in price. Influenced a drop in Capcom's stock price. In terms of units, Monster Hunter Wilds only barely made Capcom's top 10 for the quarter, selling fewer copies than Street Fighter VI, Devil May Cry HD Collection, and even Monster Hunter Rise. However, these games have been heavily discounted, leading to Capcom's highest ever catalog sales for the first half of a fiscal year. Overall, Wilds has been a hugely successful release for Capcom, breaking the company's launch record with a huge 10 million copies in its first month. It's also currently the best-selling game of the year in the US in terms of dollar sales, according to Circana data up to August 30th. However, the game's drop-off since launch has been significant in the context of a follow-up to the 28 million selling Monster Hunter World.
What's the vibe on Monster Hunter Wilds? I forgot that came out this year.
I haven't. You know, I adore it and loved it and played the shit out of it and was there for the first few updates. But now it's just that thing of we're awash in games, right? It's just all games, all media. You know, Xbox always like, we're not competing with PlayStation. We're competing with TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah,
that's all in the mix. Where you know, how much I love Halloween. You know, we were once king of Halloween,
of course.
Like there's a Monster Hunter update with pumpkin heads and stuff like that, and it was that thing of like, oh, I'd love to go get that, but I got to do this and I got to play that and skates over here and I got to, you know what I mean? Like there's enough things going on that it's just like I don't know if I ever come back to Monster Hunter Wilds. It's that same thing of like World was the same way for me. Like I loved World. Me and Kevin played the shit out of it when at launch, and then they did Iceborne, but I didn't even make it back for that. So it's like one of those that like I beat it and I got the armor I want, and there's always things to grind for or whatever, but I just it isn't the stick with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Skate a second ago, right? Which I know some people love, some people hate, whatever. What I love about Skate for me is that it is that game that so far I can check into. I don't feel like I need to commit. I need 2 hours to play Skate. No, I can play whatever I'm playing for a review and then pop in, collect whatever the daily free things are, see what the shop update is, maybe do a challenge or maybe not. Like last night I just turned it on to be like, oh, I like that pumpkin head. I'm getting that pumpkin head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do that and bounce off. And like, I know I'll be back to Skate in the same way Fortnite. I'm back to Fortnite here, but Skate I'm back to so far continually. Whereas like Monster Hunter, like, hey, do you want to get this pumpkin head? And I immediately know I do. It means that I'm going to have to run this mission at least 4 times, but I'm going to jump back and like, how do I play again? There'll be that moment of getting and then how do I navigate the menus where it's like, it's not turnkey jumping and go, which of course is usually the success of Monster Hunter. But like for me right now, I'm like, that is a commitment. That is, I need downtime and I should play that for like a few days, a few nights or whatever. And as we continue to go, review season's dead. Long live review season. The amount of games you and I currently have to play, that this shit looks awesome and I want to go be a part of this, and maybe I get in there to get it, but I don't buy that I'm going to have, nobody here likes Monster Hunter like I do. Mm. You know, goddamn Mike does not like PvE games. Drives me fucking crazy. So it's one of those like, there's not going to be another resurgence here where I can force everybody to play it on stream. Joey will help me and play with me. You know what I mean? But it's not like, there's a hunger to go home and do it. Plus fucking Arc Raiders tomorrow. Come the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like there's so much going on right now that I look at this and I'm like, I had so much fun with it. It's going to be in my top 10 for sure. Like I love this game. I love all this shit. But like, when's it turn off? Wednesday, what? November something? A Wednesday in November? I'll be, I don't know.
12.
Thank you. So I don't know. I love this game, but it did not become the everlasting gobstopper. I'm going to go back to it all the time kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. And I don't know. I still have the Palabros podcast out there. I'm still listening to Krabby Patty out there. Kind of Funny Best Friend does a Monster Hunter podcast.
Wow.
It's Monster Hunter as a IP.
Okay.
Good listen all the time. Love it, everybody. The Palabros. Find it on your podcast service of choice. It is. Yeah. So, I don't know. And they're always like, come play with us. But it's the same thing where it's like, my schedule is so fucking hit or miss and this, that, the other. And that's
yeah. I remember at the end of last year, I hit a point where I was like, I got to retire, at least momentarily, from playing 100-hour JRPGs and Tekken 8. It's like Tekken 8 and Metaphor and Persona 3 Reload sucked up 300 hours collectively of my game playing time last year. And I think for us, partly with the job, but also I think partly for how much I know we want to play different games and do all these things. It's like, man, if I sacrifice these 3 games, I can now play so many other things.
In the chat, popping off for Krabby B. Patty, of course, Kind of Funny Best Friend we all know well. And like I said, host of the Palabros. Erdy Cooper says, Greg, go play with Krabby. He's a nice boy, lol. He's a great boy. Krabby, hit me up and then come here. Just come to the office and stream with me. That would be the fix. There we go. We're done. We'll get me some pumpkin heads. We got to do it before November 12th, apparently. Okay.
Well, Mike in chat mentions Bless still hasn't played 2XKO since launch. I actually have. I did a stream of 2XKO, but that's another one where it's like, ideally, if I could have it my way, I would play 2XKO for 60 hours straight, right? I would play it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like however long, and just fucking go all in on 2x scale, but I just can't do that.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole problem with our life.
Yeah.
I love to go all in on a lot of different games. Everybody, me going all in on a game. Again, the chat, Erdy Cooper, I'm telling you said that. No, I'm serious. Krabby, come stream Monster Hunter with me. Come do that. Come to San Francisco. I don't know where you live. I don't know where you are. Is he around? Whatever. We'll figure that out. You just come here and play the fucking game with me, okay?
He's in Bikini Bottom.
But Krabby coming here to play Monster Hunter Wilds with me would be big news. Some would say huge news. If I wanted smaller news, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the We News channel, where you cover all the small news items and nude items you need to know about.
Say no more.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Number 7 on the Roper Report, the We News. From Deadline, Backyard Baseball video game lands first ever adaptation. Sticky Situation, a 2D animated special from the animation studio behind Rick and Morty and Bob's Burgers, the movie, features Tiffany Haddish as Keisha Phillips and Arturo Castro as Pablo Sanchez.
Just the sentence featuring Tiffany Haddish as Keisha Phillips that's a crazy sentence if you're somebody who grew up with backyard baseball and backyard soccer.
Here's the log line. Quote, it's opening day at Steel Stadium, but team superstar Stephanie Bubbles Morgan is in crisis. She's lost her gotta have it, never play without it lucky bubblegum. With just 30 minutes until the game, the backyard kids embark on a wild mission to track it down and save their season.
No joke, I'm fucking excited about
I'm sure Mike's fucking on Cloud 9, I'm sure.
But like, man, this sounds from the Rick and Morty and Bob's Burgers animation studio. Like, let's fucking go.
From GameSpot, Hideo Kojima has responded to reports that the Matrix creators Lily and Lana Wachowski once pitched a game idea to Konami while he worked there. Kojima explained that there was no mention of an offer to develop a Matrix video game, and back then he was busy working on Metal Gear Solid 2. Quote, if someone had told me, maybe there could have been a way to make it work, Kojima added. Never too late, Hideo. It's never too late. Matrix still a hot property.
Kojima has like 1 game left in him.
No, don't say that.
2, actually. I guess OD and Fizzin.
Oh my God, no. From Gamatsu, Neon Doctrine will merge into sister company Raw Fury, and Neon Doctrine's published titles will be managed by Raw Fury going forward. The companies have announced. Okay.
Yeah, are they going to combine their names?
No.
Like Raw Doctrine or Neon Fury? I feel like Neon Fury goes hard.
If we were going to make a developer, we should call it Raw Doggin.
I don't know if that's a good one. I don't
From IGN
game to open up with a raw dogging.
From IGN, content creators specializing in The Sims 4 content are leaving EA's creator network in protest after EA confirmed it is to be acquired by an investor group composed of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, the PIF, Silver Lake, and Jared Kushner's affinity partners. Good for you. Good on you. Fuck that.
From Jared Kushner.
100%. From VGC, directors behind Warner Brothers' canceled brawler Multiversus have formed their own independent studio. Airlock Games is a self-funded developer founded by Multiversus production director Justin Fisher and technical director Brock Feldman. PlayStation Plus essential games for November 2025 are Stray, EA Sports WRC 24, and Totally Accurate Battle Simulator.
What a month. A game that we got on PS Plus 2 years ago.
Good.
Tabs.
Good. Don't even worry about that.
And EA Sports WRC 24.
The Battle Polytopia surpasses 25 million downloads on mobile. God, congratulations to them. And then Apple has been appointed to the Game Awards Board of Advisors. That's neat. And then final one is a Blue Sky. It's a BS, Tim, from Obsidian. Due to an ongoing Azure service outage, The Outer Worlds 2 may be temporarily unavailable to purchase or install on Xbox Series XS, the Xbox app on PC, and with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or PC Game Pass. And that was today, a little about an hour ago. There you go. That's
Future's here.
The future is here.
Because of an Azure service, you
fucking
can buy Outer Worlds.
Remember when the AWS went down the other day and everything failed?
God.
Not scary at all. And that's it for the Wii News.
It's the fucking DEI, you know what I mean?
That was the problem. That was the problem.
Now it's affecting Azure.
Let's get into some super chats before we kick you over to the GamesCast to talk about the 10 games that define people. Nightlife says, happy birthday, Tax. I adopted a puppy. Her name is Leia. It's her adoption birthday. Greg and Blessing looking good. KF fam, you guys are great.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to the puppy. Or I think that's all together. That's the adoption birthday. Happy birthday, no matter what it is. Chocolate McMuffin 09 says, bless, say the P word for the kids.
Pussy.
There it is. Gaming with Josh says, birthday tax. I turned the big 3-0 today. Got the day off, but thanks to you guys for keeping me entertained whenever I listen at work. Happy birthday, Gaming with Josh, and congratulations on having the day off. Natsuyu says, my jabroni snowbike Mike for president. He'd do a better job.
He would be better.
He would do a better job, and it would be.
I mean, we'd still be in a.
Everything would be a disaster.
Everything would be a disaster,
but it would be a fun disaster.
He was talking about it yesterday of how I forget if this was on stream or off stream, but he was saying about how easy of a job it would be. He was saying
He did
the right
lay it
thing.
out. Yeah.
He was like, just get the right people in the rooms, hear the perspectives, and figure out
100%.
what's the best way to go.
Yeah, that
And
is
I'm
100%.
You know what, Mike? Fair.
Foxy C says, hey, Bless, I played the demo for Into the Grid and can confirm it may have the sauce.
Oh no, I can't. All these games having the Seance of Blake Manor.
Yeah.
Apparently, is Daniel Dwyer's game of the year. This is too much.
Every time Jason Schreier pops up and he's like, I put 900 hours into this. I'm like, fuck, I don't have time for this, but I want to play that. The Portland Kevin, when we were talking about shows that we make that aren't huge successes, he says, shout out to Debatable with Jared Petty. And it's insulting that you say that when Debatable was hosted by Jared Petty for 2 episodes before he fucking quit, and then me and Nick had to make
it was at least 4.
Limp on. Ty Wilkins VO super chats and says, love Wilds, fell off because of other games. The Omega Savage fight brought me back. I'm now back to playing regularly every night. Still amazing. Can't wait for the expansion. Maybe if Krabby Patty isn't a coward and comes here to stream with me, maybe I'm back, you know? Nightlife is back to say, I'm not sure my message went through. It did. Please stop giving us money. You don't have to do that. We love you, Nightlife. Last Geek says, me and my girlfriend are Final Fantasy 14 players, and I'm tempted to get Monster Hunter to check out the crossover story. Would it be easy for me and her to play through the story together? Yes. So it's actually complicated.
Oh my god!
I remember this being an issue where when Mike and Joey were doing the same things, it's like they have to go get the story mission separately and then come together to do the mission. I remember it wasn't as easy as we wanted to,
but you can make it happen.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not wrong. Lanky's like, yes, co-op in the story is awful. Thank you. And then Jay Peterson gets birthday taxed and says, I turned 29 today. Happy birthday, Jay. Your last birthday in your not 30s. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I called that out. Just doing it. 2 Your Wrongs are here. Super Tyler says, and remember, keep us honest, kindoffunny.com/yourwrong. Missed part of the news. Twitch has also had key layoffs. Not a lot, but the specific people Amazon thinks they're going to replace with AI is pretty scary, including the guy who built the fraud program.
The frog program.
Fraud.
Oh, fraud.
Frog.
I mean, Frog would be, if it was Frog, that wouldn't be as
the guy
bad.
who built Frogger's being replaced.
Yeah, the Frog guy, that seems like somebody you don't want to lay off. I had a very good friend who got laid off from Twitch also, which broke my heart yesterday when he told us the news, and so I hate hearing this shit.
Tundra Boy has the final, you're wrong. Wii News, Breath of the Wild is getting an official vinyl release. This is big news for vinyl fans, as it's the first Nintendo game soundtrack to be made available on vinyl outside of Japan.
Really?
According to Bill Trinan, the company is treating this as a test case, and it could be the first in a series of vinyl soundtracks in the West.
Is what I'll say. We got to get out our wallets, guys. We got to buy this.
Damn.
We got to get this. You got to make this thing sell out.
Damn. Okay.
I'm gonna buy this. I need y'all in chat to buy this too.
I'll remind you that Nintendo Music's a free app. You can get all the music for free.
Yeah, but vinyl is different though.
It is.
You can collect.
It takes up space.
Yeah.
I got a fucking crate of vinyls in my goddamn attic and a record player up there. I'm always like, Jen, can we get rid of this? She's like, no. I'm like, fuck.
How much space are the vinyls really taking?
I'll show you some photos next time.
How many vinyls can
I can put more Ghostbuster stuff up there.
They're like thin. You just fucking stack them side to side and.
Ladies and gentlemen,
$180. Everybody, let's put away the wallets. Put your wallets back in your pockets.
Is this going to lead to more? Answer, say no.
No.
We need to get a fucking Magic 8-Ball out here for these kind of goddamn things.
Jesus.
Everybody, that's another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily in the books. Remember, each and every weekday, we're here with you to run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, podcast services around the globe. Zane gets one in the super late birthday tax, turned 24 on the 6th of this month. But thanks for everything you do. I have you on at work. Thank you, Zane. Happy birthday. Remember, if you want to support us beyond super chats that you can put in while we're live, get that Kinda Funny membership. Patreon.com/kindafunny, YouTube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple and Spotify. Get all of our shows ad-free. Get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller. I got to upload today's Greg Way still. And of course, get good karma for supporting an 11-person small business. The programming day is far from over. It's going to be GAMESCAST, where the boys talk about the 10 games that define them. And then 5 Hour Energy sponsored. Outer Worlds 2 stream with me. I'm very excited about it.
It can be inspired. We got a whole bunch of 5 Hour Energy out there.
Oh, I'm drinking them. I'm drinking one for sure on there.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, everybody. So hang out with us all day. Twitch, YouTube, you know it. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.